Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Brett James back again with another video, and today, man, it was just confirmed that Jamal Murray, point guard for the Denver Nuggets, has been confirmed with a torn ACL and will be out indefinitely for the remainder of the season. First of all, I want to say prayers up to Jamal Murray, man. This is a heartbreaking injury to a guy who's going to be a phenomenal player in the playoffs like we've seen in the past. And Denver was looking to make a real playoff push in the Western Conference this year, man. With Nikola Jokic being a frontrunner for MVP, the Denver Nuggets acquiring Aaron Gordon at the trade deadline, who's fit in seamlessly with this team. They were looking like a team that was going to make a real push to come out of the West this year and give a team a run for their money. But with Jamal Murray out, it's looking like their chances of advancing to the finals are slim to none. But let's stop wasting time, man. Let's hop right into this video, though. So although in last night's contest versus the Denver Nuggets and the Golden State Warriors, Steph Curry passed Wilt Chamberlain on the all-time Warriors list for most franchise points, and although that was phenomenal within itself, that was overshadowed by the fact that Jamal Murray has torn his ACL. And as I said earlier, this is going to be a huge loss and a huge break to the Denver Nuggets moving forward, because it's not just the remainder of the regular season. He will be out for the playoffs, and Denver was looking to make a real playoff push. Now when they're going to go up against a team like the LA Clippers, the LA Lakers, or the Phoenix Suns, or another good team in the Western Conference, at least in the first round, Denver will put up a tough fight. They will be a tough out, but I don't see them advancing anymore, and I've had them as a Western Conference Finals team if they were healthy. Because if you remember last year, what Jamal Murray did to Donovan Mitchell and the Utah Jazz in the playoff series in the bubble, that was an absolutely extraordinary, phenomenal performance by Jamal Murray. And even though Jokic did his thing last year versus the Utah Jazz, it was Jamal Murray going back and forth with Donovan Mitchell in one of the greatest first round NBA series of all time. And Jamal Murray was the guy that led them on that comeback to advance when they were down 3-1 versus the Utah Jazz and versus the LA Clippers in the second round. But now with the Denver Nuggets, man, they're looking like they're going to be a first round exit, as I said, because they will be a tough out. And this does create an opportunity for guys like Will Barton and Michael Porter Jr. and of course Nikola Jokic to have more shot opportunities. And I think Mike Malone's going to have to get very creative with this offense now, because Michael Porter Jr. is now going to have to kind of be a primary ball handler alongside Nikola Jokic. And the history of the NBA tells us if you're going to be having a contending team and you're going to have one of the best bigs in basketball, whether that is a Nikola Jokic or a Joel Embiid or a Rudy Gobert or a Bam Adebayo in today's modern NBA, or an Anthony Davis for that matter, you're going to need an exclusively good backcourt player alongside who's just as good as that player to compete. And the Denver Nuggets don't have that anymore now. Jamal Murray being that second option on the team, who was an elite playmaker and scorer on all three levels of the floor, especially come playoff time. They don't have that anymore. So now the Denver Nuggets are going to have to get creative. Michael Porter Jr. is going to have to step up consistently. And even though he did play decently well in the bubble last year, and he has played actually pretty solid this year, Michael Porter Jr. still got a lot of work and still a lot of developmental years ahead of him. Will Barton, I don't think is that guy, even though he's a solid piece. He's averaging about 13 points per game. I think that's going to be elevated now that Jamal Murray is going to be out. The Denver Nuggets are going to need somebody. Rudy Gobert has Donovan Mitchell. Anthony Davis has a LeBron James. And then you look at Bam Adebayo, he's got Jimmy Butler. It's just a really tough blow, man, because I really wanted to see, as a Utah Jazz fan, Denver versus Utah in the second round. Because if the standings were to end today the way that they are, Denver would be in the 4 seed, the Lakers would be in the 5 seed, and a compromised Lakers who are probably not going to be 100% healthy even come playoff time, with an Anthony Davis returning expected to be in about 2 weeks, LeBron James in about 3 to 4 weeks. These guys are going to still need some time to get back into their groove, develop their chemistry. I'm not worried about LeBron James. LeBron James is the second greatest player of all time, still the best player in basketball right now. LeBron James is going to be fine. The Lakers' concern should be Anthony Davis. And even though they have Andre Drummond, that was going to be a big it factor. And I think the Denver Nuggets could have given the Lakers a run for their money and possibly had beaten the Lakers if Jamal Murray was healthy. That's out the window. And like I said, a Jamal Murray versus Donovan Mitchell series yet again in the second round of the playoffs would have been something astronomical. I think something everybody in the NBA community would have wanted. And I'm just so heartbroken for Jamal Murray, man. Nobody likes to see a player going down. Everybody loves to see good competition. And I'm just praying for Jamal Murray and the Denver Nuggets organization. That's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know, what do you guys think about the Jamal Murray injury, and where do you guys actually see Denver falling out in the playoffs now that Jamal Murray is going to be out the remainder of the season, whether that's the first round, second, or Western Conference Finals? Let me know down in the comments below. And if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. It only takes a moment and it helps me and the channel out tremendously. Make sure you guys go follow me on all my socials. I'm going to put those in the description down there below. And especially on TikTok, I'm really trying to grow that right now. And I've been posting consistently on TikTok, trying to get that brand up. But that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much, and I'm out, boys. Peace.